Welcome back to Kyle's Creations, and here today we are with our 1982 Yamaha 750 Seka, which was kind of their sport bike back in the day, and your 1980s crotch rocket. So, but we have since, and there's going to be another video on this bike because we're almost done with it. There's another series on this bike, but basically, I mean, we have gone from front to back, and as you can see, we redone the swing arm. There's no longer two shocks. We did the cafe stuff to it. We hit all of our electronics and a little tray that we built underneath here. But what we're here today is to try to replace what they call a TCI, but it's your ECU, your CDI, whatever you want to call it. The thing that tells the engine when to spark and when to fire needs to be replaced. It's no good. Once we got this bike back together, it fired for about 30 seconds and then just died, and it will not spark again. Well, it will. It sparks once, and then that's it. And then if you hit the starter button again one time, that's it. It's kind of frustrating because you're kind of chasing your tail, but that does tell us that the rest of our ignition system is together. Our coils, our pulse generators are working, because we're getting that signal. It's just that the brain is not doing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with these two guys. And it's a little bit of a theory. I've done this before, like I said, with single cylinder engines, with a couple of two-cylinder engines, and it works great. Especially, if this is a great hack too, if your stator goes out, because if you have an AC powered system, your stator goes out, you've got nothing to power your ECU or your CDI. And so what you can do is put one of these, especially if it's a single cylinder, you can put one of these guys in, run some 12 volts to it, and run your pulse generator to it, and boom, you've got an operating system. So we're going to try with two, because we've got cylinders 1 and 4 that fire, and cylinders 2 and 3, so we're going to have two of these guys and see how well it works. So we'll bring it back. I'm going to have to do some cutting of some wires and stuff like that. Just be very cognizant of, in this bike here, it's a gray and an orange that come from the pulse generator. One is one pulse generator, one's the other. And then you also have a gray and orange that go out to your coils. So don't get those mixed up, we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm going to get putting some wires together and making some connections, and let's see if this thing fires up. Alright, so this is a basic explanation of what we're trying to do here today, because like I said before, we're trying to get an inline 4-cylinder engine to fire on two of these Chinese guys. And one of them will be for cylinders 1 and 4, and the other one will be for cylinders 2 and 3. Now it's pretty simple. My idea, obviously I've used this technique for single cylinders, 2-cylinder engines with that have the lost spark in them, meaning that both, and a 2-cylinder meaning that both cylinders fire at the same time. Whether or not the one cylinder is in compression stroke or the exhaust stroke, it doesn't matter. And I think it'll work. But just a basic understanding is there is technically 5 wires in here, but these are 4-pin. Get this out here. These are 4-pin DC CDIs. Focus, you son of a gun. But you can kind of see there are 4 pins, one in each corner. Okay? And that's how you're going to know that this is a DC CDI. You got to do this with a DC CDI. Okay. Simple enough. Green, pretty self-explanatory. It's ground. The black with the yellow stripe, that is your power that goes to your coil. Your ignition coil, where your spark plug wires and stuff are. The black with the red stripe, that's your power in. In this case, it's going to be 12 volts DC. So right from your key switch. You know, when you turn your key on from the bike, whatever's powering that, that's what we're going to. You might have to run your own wire. Just find something that gets a constant 12 volts when you turn your key on, and you can kind of jump off of that and take it to here. Especially if you have an AC system, you're not going to have a dedicated wire to put power to this. And then your blue with the white stripe, that is going to be your pulse generator. You know, the thing that's giving the signal to the CDI on when to fire. Okay, so it's really basic. They're both pretty much identical. So really all we have to do is stick both of the grounds together, both of the black and red wires together to get power, and then we need one, because it's a 4-cylinder and it's got cylinders 1 and 4 and 2 and 3 that fire separately. You've got a pulse generator for 1 and 4 and a pulse generator for 2 and 3. So you're going to have 1 and 4, you know, pulse generator go to this one, and the 2 and 3 go to the other one, and then just like that, this wire here, the black with the yellow stripe, that's supposed to be going to your coil, so that's going to go to coils 1 and 4, and then this other one is going to go to the coil that feeds 2 and 3. And that's basically, you know, the idea of it, because what we're running across is, especially a lot of these older bikes, you know, the parts just aren't available, or, you know, you go on eBay and they want $300 for an ECU, you know, and it's just outrageous. So that's just kind of a basic overview there, and I think it's going to fire. Now the only difference is these do have an advanced curve built into them, just like your regular ECU would. I don't know how that's going to affect it, if it's going to take away any power, or if you're going to have a little lag in the mid-range or the top end. But that's what we're here to find out, is see how this works and how well it works. And we're just going to go from there. So I'll see you. All right. Well, we've got it hooked up. It's just kind of loosely put together. I'm just trying to see if this is actually going to work or not. Yeah, all we really got to do is throw some power to it and see if she fires up. Plugs on there. Okay. Hold on. I gotta throw the jump pack on there. Hold on. Well, hold on, guys. I'm not sure what the heck's going on. All right, so I went and checked everything, made sure all the cylinders were sparking the way that they should. Looks like we're having a bit of a fuel issue, which is kind of shitty because we rebuilt the carburetors, and I don't, maybe I just didn't put enough damn fuel in the gas tank or something stupid. It's so hard to tell with these clear fuel lines if there's actually fuel in there or not. But give her that. Fires right up. So the hack works. I mean, at least it'll get your bike fired up. Obviously, I haven't done a road test yet, which I'll add that to the end of this video, just to let you guys know how well it does through the RPM range and stuff like that, and see if there's any noticeable loss in power or anything stupid like that. But I think it's going to be pretty okay. I got to clean up all these wires and solder everything and make everything look pretty. But other than that, we are good to go. So I will be back and I will let you know how it turns out. All right, well, looks like we got her fixed. The CDIs do work and she does run well. Looks like we were having a problem with the intake boots that we bought for these. We bought new intake boots and they are leaking like a sieve, and I've taken them off, sealed them, put them back on. I think what we're having a problem with is that the hole is way off, and the seal, there's a rubber O-ring on the intake boot, and as it goes up to the engine, that hole, I think it's off just a little bit. So it's just causing all kinds of problems, and so we got to get some new intake boots. But other than that, she seems to run real good. I mean, I haven't been able to take it out on the road, but I can get it to idle. It's a little tricky, but I can get it to idle really well, and the engine sounds good, sounds healthy. So I think the hack worked, and maybe it depends on how long it takes to get the new boots in and stuff like that before I put this video out, and maybe I'll have a video of it running and riding and stuff like that. But it worked. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any problems, questions, concerns, all that good stuff, you know where to find me. Talk to you later.